enjoyment in this world is relative. One man's food or woman's food is another man's poison. What you like, I may not like. Though the basic types of enjoyment remain the same. What are they? Ahara, that is eating. Okay. Nidra, sleeping. Bhaya, defending. And Maithuna, that means interactions with the opposite gender. And these are the same for all living forms. Okay, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunancha, samanyam. Samanyam means equal. Etat, pashu, bhi, naranam. Pashu means animals and nara. Okay, human beings, for all of them. And Krishna in the Bhagavad-Gita, he is saying, yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Brilliant verse this is. That buddha, intelligent people, nateshu ramate. They do not take pleasure in this. Samsparsha ja. Ja means janma, to take birth. Sparsha means contact. Contact of what? Senses and the sense objects. Bhoga, the enjoyment that is derived out of the contact of senses and sense objects. Intelligent people, they are not obsessed by this kind of enjoyment. Dukkha yonaya evate. All of these enjoyments arise from a suffering. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. If you take, without the associated suffering, you cannot enjoy it. If you're hungry, if your stomach is empty, it provides enjoyment. The moment the stomach is not empty, if you don't have the associated suffering of hunger, then that object doesn't provide enjoyment. Okay, for sleeping, you need the associated suffering of fatigue. You should be tired, otherwise you will not be able to sleep, right? For defending, there should be the associated suffering of attack or some kind of offense on you. Okay, and for mating or for interactions with the opposite gender, lust and some kind of force is required for the associated enjoyment to actually for you to experience that enjoyment. Okay, that dukkha yonaya, yoni means womb. Okay, this bhoga, this enjoyment, it takes its birth through physical contact of the senses and the sense objects, but it actually takes birth from the dukkha associated with it. And one more thing he's saying is adyantavantaha. It has a beginning, adi, and it has an end, anta. It begins and ends. That's what we have seen. So therefore, this enjoyment of contact of senses and sense objects is samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyantavantaha. It is relative and it is limited. Okay, it takes birth and ends at some point in time. So it is limited enjoyment. Your senses and mind get conditioned to something. Okay, so this limited enjoyment, this perception of pleasure from sense objects is actually produced by the mind. Otherwise, the reaction is the same, right? This is the sutra, the secret of enjoyment in this world. It's relative and limited. Our senses are limited beyond a point. The senses will reject the same object. The mind will reject. Yes, that's what happens with people who have drugs or some stuff like that. You know, at one point in time, the drug stops producing the effect. You see, take the sense object. It doesn't possess the quality of enjoyment inherently. It is dead matter. The mind produces an illusion of enjoyment. And the senses is more of the same substance causing pain to the sense organ. For example, too much of TV causes soreness in the eyes. So it is limited. Okay. So this is the understanding that we are getting in terms of how enjoyment is in this material world. It is relative and limited.